Welcome back to Desire Dialogues, the podcast where we break down all things sex, intimacy, and desire with honesty, curiosity, and zero shame. I'm your host, Sex Coach Lauren, and today we're going to dive into two often overlooked sources of intense pleasure: the P spot, also known as the prostate gland, and the frenulum. So if you've heard these terms before, um, listen up, maybe you'll learn something new. But if you've never heard these terms before, you're really in for some eye opening education. So let's get it going. Let's start with the prostate, the P spot. The prostate's like a walnut sized gland that sits just below the bladder. And this is in penis owners. Its biological role is to produce seminal fluid. But beyond reproduction, it's also a powerhouse of pleasure. Many people will describe prostate orgasms as more full body, more emotional, or even more intense than penile stimulation alone. We're talking like deep waves of release, longer lasting climaxes, and sometimes even multiple orgasms. So, how do you access it, right? Two ways. Externally, first, through the perineum, which is like that patch of skin between the testicles and the anus, all right? It could be called, the grundle, the taint, ABC, Aspal connector, the fleshy fun bridge. A firm but gentle pressure here can stimulate the prostate indirectly. And then internally, definitely ask first. By inserting a finger or a toy into the rectum, but curving upward towards the belly button, you'll be able to reach the prostate gland. And the gland is usually about 2 to 3 inches inside. So, just an important note: prostate play works best with lots of lube, good communication, and plenty of relaxation. Hygiene also matters. So, gloves, condoms on toys, and a bit of pre play, prep can make everything feel safer and more comfortable. And it's not just about pleasure. Research actually has linked prostate massage to health benefits too. This can be from improving urinary flow. It can even support prostatic inflammation treatment, which is called prostatitis. The fun thing too is the more that the prostate gland is stimulated, the less likely that person is to have prostate cancer. So, very, very cool. And I will link all of the resources in our show notes. So, let's talk about the frenulum. Tiny, oh, but mighty. This is a small band of tissue located just underneath the head of the penis, connecting the glands to the shaft. And while it may look unassuming, it's packed with nerve endings that make it one of the most sensitive erogenous zones on the penis. Many people with penises say frenulum stimulation can bring them to orgasm faster than any other kind of touch. So, a couple ways to explore the frenulum: light, focused touch with some fingers, right? A tongue or toys. And then another way could be like some gentle pressure or flicking during oral sex. And combining frenulum play with prostate stimulation for a truly mind blowing dual experience. So, research will back this up. All right, the frenulum is richly innervated by the dorsal nerve and the perineal branches. Studies also show that it's loaded with neuropeptides linked to sensation, further cementing that it's a role as this sensory powerhouse. And even more fascinating, preserving the frenulum during circumcision techniques have been linked to better sensitivity and even longer ejaculation times. So, another way to put this is if the penis is uncircumcised, they have more nerve endings. You just need to, if it is up and over, right? Just go ahead and pull that down a little bit, like a turtleneck sweater. Like, hey, there you are. They have more nerve endings. It's so much more pleasurable for them. And in clinical context, vibrational stimulation of the frenulum has actually successfully induced ejaculation, even in men with spinal cord injuries. So it's really that sensitive. So you're like, okay, Lauren, why does this matter? So why spend time talking about the prostate and the frenulum? Well, because shame, stigma, and a lack of education means a lot of these people don't even know that these pleasure centers exist, right? That leaves so much untapped potential on the table. So when we explore these spots, it isn't just about sex. It's about expanding what's possible for your body, discovering new pathways to orgasm. And if you're, exploring with a partner, you're going to deepen intimacy. So let's ground this into some real experiences, all right? On prostate pleasure, one person on Reddit put it simply, it is possible to orgasm from prostate stimulation alone. And on frenulum sensitivity, someone else shared, the frenulum is the most sensitive part. Another said, I find it to be the most sensitive part of my penis. So these are, lived truths that echo, what science has been, confirming from the beginning that these zones matter. All right, so here's your takeaway. The prostate and the frenulum may be small in size, but their potential for pleasure is huge. All right, so whether solo or with a partner, they are worth exploring with curiosity, safety, and openness. So, for those who want to dive deeper, I've linked a research reference sheet in the show notes. It's going to be packed with the studies and the sources that I utilize for today. And if this episode, sparks something in you, share it with a friend, rate the podcast, and subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. And the thing is, some safety tips. All right, I want to actually go more into that. So when it comes to internally stimulate the prostate, because I just don't want to leave you guys hanging like, let's go insert this into the butt. Let me give you a little bit more of the technicalities here, okay? So with safety tips when it comes to internally, using plenty of lubrication to reduce friction and enhance comfort, because the anus is not a self-lubricating orifice, all right? Maintain hygiene by cleaning your hands and any toys before and after. Um, there's a lot of health benefits too when it comes to prostate stimulation, right? Some studies suggest that prostate massage may alleviate symptoms of hyperplasia, improve urinary flow, helps with any inflammation. And then, medical professionals generally don't recommend prostate massage as a treatment due to like limited evidence supporting its, efficacy. But I'd say it's worth a shot. So the thing with the external, use a little bit of lubrication for the grundle area, just so you don't get any like grundle burn, right? So externally, you can place a small vibrator there. You can put 2 fingers there and apply some pressure. Take some time exploring the body and what feels best, what type of pressure you like, what sensation, and then go ahead and try to mix them together, frenulum stimulation with prostate play, and really see if it has a nice, deeply pleasurable experience for you. So just something to note, like, some individuals may experience, heightened sensitivity or discomfort if the frenulum is unusually short. It is a condition, and that's just something to be mindful of. Any discomfort that pops up in your body, all right? When we look at these areas, it can lead to new dimensions of sexual pleasure and intimacy. Understanding more about how our bodies work and these overlooked areas, encourage a more comprehensive approach, right, to your sexual health and your satisfaction. I will link in the show notes a reference sheet for like further resources for you. I would love it if you shared this with a friend and get a little info and some knowledge into their ears. Until next time, my friends, stay curious, stay pleasurable, and be well.